Trump kids are going to run the business while in transition. Once Trump becomes president, he will have authority over the GSA, which he has significant business dealings. The federal agency is actually, the GSA is now complaining there could be a conflict of interest. Everybody complained about the Clinton Foundation, which they had a right to complain about. They were afraid of conflicts of interest. The Trump family runs a multi-billion-dollar business with real estate holdings and interests in so many different properties all over the world. Donald Trump said that he's going to drain the swamp. So how is he going to drain his own business interests? Let's see.
The other questions have come up, and you are Executive Vice President of the Trump Organization. You saw that Newsweek cover this week. We want to put that up there right now. And the article suggesting that the conflicts raised by the Trump Organization with so many different businesses in so many different countries demand that Mr. Trump sever all ties with the business during this campaign and if he becomes president. Will he?
If he becomes president, he will certainly do that. He said he would put these things in a blind trust. He will have nothing to do with it because he's much more concerned, and he said it to me, he's much more concerned about America, about putting Americans back to work, about getting jobs for America. The business that he's created is incredible, but he doesn't care. He said it's small potatoes relative to what he can do for his country that he loves so much.
A blind trust? So what is a blind trust? It's where the trustees have full discretion over the assets, and the trust beneficiaries theoretically have no knowledge of the holdings of the trust. The trustor initiates the trust and maintains the ability to terminate the trust, but otherwise, the trustor, in this case would be Donald Trump, exercises no control over the actions taken within the trust and receives no reports from the trustees while the blind trust is in force.
It's not a blind trust if you and your siblings are still running.
We're not going to be involved in government.
Not involved in government? The Trump properties are well known to Donald Trump. So the trust would not be truly blind, would it? And his kids who would manage his properties, whether they're here in the United States or in other countries, will have interests directly aligned with Donald Trump's.
It's not a blind trust. You're running the company, and he's president. So any foreign...
But he's not making any decisions as it relates to the company. This would be standard operating procedure for any president who's had businesses.
Actually,
whether it was George Bush, whether it is, there's not going to have anything to do with it. And he said that very publicly. He said that a long time ago.
And George H.W. Bush and Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton and Mitt Romney, the Republican candidate, all put their interest in a blind trust during the campaign. Your father has not done that.
He will certainly do it if he becomes president.
But a blind trust, it's not a blind trust if it's being run by his children.
It is, because he'll have nothing to do with it, George.
Nothing to do with it? He won't be hiring people who might help his family's interests. He won't be reading newspapers to see what his kids are doing. He won't be talking to his children about golf courses or about issues and decisions that relate to his properties and his branding. He won't be passing tax policies that would be beneficial to his real estate holdings.
He said that. He wants nothing to do with it. He wants to fix this country. He wants to get the country on the right track again.
So there will be a wall between you
100%.
and your siblings and your father?
We won't talk to him about it. It's in the grand scheme of things, it's a big company, but it's small potatoes compared to what he wants to do.
But he's still going to know.
He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need any of those things. What he wants to do is he wants to fix America.
He's still going to know what the businesses are, where they are.
We will not discuss that. We're not going to discuss those things. It doesn't matter. Trust me. As you know, it's a very full-time job. He doesn't need to worry about the business. The business is in good hands. He trusts us with that.
So he doesn't need the money. So why doesn't he release his taxes so we can see who his silent partners might be in his local, his domestic, and his foreign holdings around the world, so we can determine whether he doesn't pay income taxes like everybody else, so we can keep track of his income now compared to the future, so we can determine if he does receive any direct benefit from his position in government, so we have a better idea if his kids receive a benefit, therefore he receive a benefit. Certainly we want the Clintons to reveal all sources of income and obligations to determine if they were putting America first, wouldn't we? So why shouldn't we want the same from Donald Trump and from Trump Inc.? Reuters points out in an article today what the issues are. Number one, Trump owns a luxury hotel in Washington just blocks away from the White House. And he doesn't own the property, he leases it from the United States government, and it puts Trump and his family on both sides of the landlord-tenant disputes. He has licensing deals and diverse real estate holdings in numerous countries, and those holdings could benefit from foreign government subsidies or tax breaks. Companies in which he holds an interest owe hundreds of millions of dollars to foreign banks such as Deutsche Bank, Bank of China. His properties are located in Turkey, Uruguay, Philippines, South Korea, Ireland, Britain, Arab Emirates, and countries trying to influence policies by doing business with his companies or even his kids. For example, his daughter Ivanka has a line of fashion products which, along with other Trump-branded items, are made in countries like China. And let's not forget, Trump has accused China of currency manipulation and has threatened to put tariffs on its imports. No conflict of interest? No potential conflict of interest?